Welcome back to the Hospitality Hacks Pro Show. I've been missing y'all. What's up? I was on vacation and also simultaneously sick as a dog. Okay? Horribly sick. But I'm feeling much better now. Um, have you ever been on a cruise? I want to chat about it. This was the first cruise I've been on in years and years and years. Probably the first and last time that I went was probably close to 20 years ago. And so it was an interesting experience for multiple reasons. Opted to go as a family vacation. My sister, her birthday is in September, along with almost the entire family. One of my nephews, my youngest nephew, my niece, my brother-in-law, all their birthdays are in September. So they've kind of made it somewhat of a annual tradition to go on a cruise in September. I've missed it since they've started doing it because September is usually when school is starting. But I played hooky, so to speak. I mean, I requested to be off, but I played hooky from work, from school, and I was able to tag along this time and had a good time. So let's talk about it. All right. If this is your first time tuning in, Hospitality Hacks Pro Show, we talk about tips, tricks, and tidbits to help your operation run smoother in the food and beverage industry, hospitality industry, as well as interesting topics in and around um the industry, and so the cruise side of hospitality is super interesting to me. There's so many people. That's the first thing that's seems like it could be overwhelming to me. I don't know. At one point in my career, probably right after I graduated culinary school, I briefly thought about working on a cruise ship. I went to an interest meeting, I got more information. I didn't end up pursuing it because the relationship I was in at the time, it just wouldn't have been, it just wouldn't have worked out. I'll leave it at that. But these people work for months and months at a time. So I'm talking like 7, 8 month stretches, with short breaks in between here and there. It's a lot. That's a big commitment. Right? It's a big commitment. And when I think about cruise ships, I also think about my folks in the hospitality who also work on or like flight attendants and stuff. Like you have a certain number of days on and then you cycle a certain number of days off and then repeat. Right. That's a lot of time away from home. But also the perks, the benefits, right? Seem like might be cool if you're a young single person, no kids, no plants, no dogs, right? Oh, it might be a good fit. I don't know, to have a chance to see the world on somebody else's dime, meet people from all around the world on somebody else's dime. If you have an adventurous bone in your body, it might be worth checking out, guys. But we were on the Carnival Horizon. We went to the ABC Islands. Which are Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. And this ship holds almost 4,000 passengers. Okay. I had to look this up. I had to do a little Google real quick. Almost 4,000 passengers, 3,960 people needing services. And this was a full cruise. Like this was, I think it was full capacity, right? So that many people needing stuff, just stuff, right? Food, beach towels, pool usage. They need their rooms clean. They need room service, right? Oh, I locked myself out of my room. Oh, I lost my key, right? I'm thinking about the things customer service must be going through, the room stewards. Everyone's super gracious, um, super accommodating, right? Very nice. The team was awesome. People from around the world, willing to chat with you, willing to help you out in any way possible. But just thinking of the massive undertaking that goes into running a cruise ship. I'm wondering about the organizational structure. I'm wondering about the org chart. Like, what does that thing look like, right? Um, I know you got people working the mechanical side of things, the captain and everybody running the boat itself. And then of course you've got multiple. If you've never been on a cruise, I recommend it. Um, be prepared if you've never been on like a huge body of water. If you're not sure if you'll have motion sickness or whatever, just kind of be prepared for anything. But uh I definitely had a good time. Had a couple of kind of bumps in the road there. My partner had a death in the family while we were there, so that put a slight hiccup in things. And then, like I said, I started off sick, and then other people. it just I was still determined to go. So like the first 2 days, it was like, oh god, I'm high on cough syrup, and I won't get too graphic with the symptoms, but it wasn't pleasant. But then it did even out. So there were some challenges, um, but all in all, a good trip, a decent trip. So if you've never been on a cruise, I recommend it. If you're thinking about career options, I would say throw it in the hat as a potential opportunity. Potential opportunity. They had a lot of different eatery options, right? So they had the regular buffet set up, as well as some specialty kind of restaurants. So Guy's Burgers, pardon me, Guy's Burgers was one of my favorites. Real kind of simple, straight to the point burger with, I believe, fresh cut fries, seasoned well, and they had a toppings bar, which was really cool. Um, they had a pizza spot, which I don't think I ever tried the pizza. So I'll have to say that for next time. But they had a pizza spot that was open at like 4 a.m. There's a dining room where you can, I think it's called Dine Your Time or something like that, where you can just make a reservation on an app that they have and kind of pop up and eat pretty much as you want. You can order multiple appetizers, multiple entrees, multiple dessert options. One thing I did notice, overall, the hospitality was solid. It was very good. One thing I did notice was there was this kind of refers back to the episode where I was talking about is it rude to show up before somebody closes, right? But one time we went a little late, like close to closing time, and the pressure was definitely on to hurry up and eat and get out. So there's literally a point where, my entree was sitting in front of me, and fork still in the plate, still actively eating. I think I might have paused for a moment too long, and then one of the servers is like, you done, you done, you done, like ready to snatch my plate. And on the one hand, I get it, you're ready to probably go to your room and relax. I don't know how many hours you worked that day. On the other hand, it's like, calm down. Like, um I don't know. So that kind of threw me off. I'm like, we're not coming this late anymore, right? It's just, I don't like that type of pressure. um let's see what else. Another cool thing about cruising, um, depending on where you're going, what ports you will likely, if you don't have a passport yet, it's a cool way to kind of travel internationally if you have your birth certificate and ID. For lots of places you don't need a passport, which is a cool little hack, as long as you're returning back to the port that you left from if you're coming from stateside, right? So that's pretty cool. Um, they give you a sail and sign card. I think I still have it hanging out. Let me show you what it looks like for my people on the YouTube experience. Hold on one second. So the sail and sign card is essentially you link your credit card to your account, and then they give you this. Let me see if I don't think there's any sensitive information on here. Nah, I'll just block the last couple of letters of the uh kind of Carnival ID number. I don't think you do anything with that anyway, but it looks like that, right? And this is your access to your room. This is how you pay for things on the boat. Whether you're going to the shops, going to the casino, there's some eateries where it's not fully included and you have to pay still. This is how you would do it, right? You tap your card, swipe your card. This could be dangerous. That card could be a little dangerous because it doesn't feel like money necessarily, right? So you can tap, 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 swipe, 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 spin, spin, spin. And then at the end, they give you a printout of all your charges that have been deducted from your credit card that you have on file. So that could be a little, you have to go ready, right? And have that at top of mind. Um, can get dangerous. Gratuity. Let's talk gratuity. And keep in mind, as you know, if you're a friend of the show, all opinions, thoughts, 2 cents are minds and minds alone and do not represent any other individual entity or corporation here on the Hospitality Hacks Pro show. Make sure you go ahead and make sure you go ahead and subscribe or follow if you haven't done that already. Gratuity. So I don't I don't know if I like the gratuity structure. I don't know. So what they do is it's automatically included. Um, when I looked it up, it said $16 per person per day. But it definitely felt like, let me do some quick math. It definitely felt like more than that. No, it felt like a little bit more than that when when all was said and done on there. It was about $128 um per person, which it was wait, do we go 6 days? Oh no, it might be right. Because I think we actually were on there for about 7 days. That might be right. Uh I don't know if I like that because now my sister, she cruises often, right? And she said from the reviews and feedback that she's heard and looked up, it actually does reach the workers. But I just feel a way about the gratuity being disseminated by the corporation instead of given directly to the person. Now, however, there's so many people helping you, right? I get it from that regard. Your room steward is facilitating your room being cleaned and linens turned and all that, fresh towels and all that good stuff every day, just like your average hotel. You've got people in the back cooking who you probably will never or rarely see. Plus, you've got your servers in the restaurants if you're going to the sit down restaurants. Um, you've got your, like, I don't know what they call them, but I would call them room attendants, kind of dining room attendants floating around. Because when you go eat, let's say at the buffet, you eat, you leave your dishes on the table, you get up, you walk away. All right. So the room attendant has to come, bust that table, reset it, or at least wipe it down for the next person who wants to sit down. And then I'm not sure if gratuity also goes towards the people helping run the boat or if it's just for the service staff. But any way you slice it, there's a lot of people, right? And so I kind of get it from that sense of if they divvy it up certain percentages per position, da 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 da, whoever's working during that cruise, okay, makes sense. But also I don't it's something about like directly blessing the person that's taking care of you as well. Um, so I don't know how I feel about the gratuity structure. They do let you remove it if you so choose. I know every time we dined out, like my sister and brother-in-law were tipping cash on the table every time, right? So, I don't know, personal preference, habit, I suppose, of how you like to tip. Um, but overall, just bringing it up as a potential um career choice, a way to get your feet wet in hospitality. There's multiple ways. Um, and see the world, meet interesting people, get some cool perks, right? Traveling perks and things of that nature. You know, again, not married, no kids, no pets, no plants, no partner, no pets, no plants. Y'all like that alliteration? PPP. Um, hey, maybe think about it. Maybe explore that. See where it takes you. Right. Aruba was beautiful. Um, Bonaire was interesting. It was a little. Aruba was what gave me like typical beach. We stayed pretty much in the touristy area. It gave me like what I expected. Bonaire was more rustic, kind of. Um, they have a lot of like donkey sanctuaries, so it was just like we could just see random donkeys like around. Lots of rocks, lots of cacti. Is that how you say cactus in plural? I believe cacti. Um, yeah, it was very like gave me rustic rural island vibes. Um, didn't get off in Curacao, so that's worth a didn't get off the boat, so that's worth a revisit in my book to explore. Because again, we unfortunately were dealing with the um death in the family, and so that was the focus at that point. But so I definitely am up for a revisit there to check out that area. But if you can, when you can, cruise on, my friends. Happy birthday to my family. Let me know what y'all think. Have you ever been on a cruise? What were your thoughts? Where did you go? Um, how do you feel about the gratuity structure? How do you feel about just the massive number of people? I think I saw new people every single day. There's no way I saw every person or even close to it. With close to 4,000 passengers. The disembarkment was nightmarish. At that point when you're ready to go, you're ready to go, right? And so everybody's ready to go. So it's kind of like the jostling, the getting of the bags, the standing in the lines and all that. Getting on was fairly quick. Embarkment was quick, but the getting off, I think it was more concentrated. Like the number of people trying to move simultaneously was more concentrated versus when we were getting on. I think it was a little bit more spread out. Or maybe it was just the excitement of the beginning of a vacation where you don't really feel it as much versus being ready to go. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on the trip. Definitely probably will, you know, it's not going to be another 10, 20 years before I go on another cruise. It was relaxing. I enjoyed it. I had an interior room. The area we were in, I called it the slums because it was like um the first deck, which is right above the crew deck. The crew deck's 0. So we were on deck 1, behind the kitchen, under the kitchen. It was just it wasn't the best area. So, and that's because we had some last minute changes. So, it was a little far from the elevators. So be strategic, I would say, if you decide to go on a cruise to explore it, whether for career opportunities or just for vacation. Um, be strategic what room you select. Try to select as early as possible so you have some options there. And don't make any last minute changes because yeah, that wasn't nice. Um, it also we had interior, meaning there was no window or balcony. And so I know some people like complete darkness when they rest or sleep. Like they'll have the, what do you call it? When you have the shades, the darkening shades, you know what I'm talking about. You have the shades that block out the blackout curtains. For me, I found it a little jarring. It was like I never quite knew what time it was when I first would start to wake up. So I'm reaching for my phone, right? Trying to figure out what's going on. Um, so I would definitely prefer, probably balcony. Ocean views to me, if I'm gonna pay more money, I don't know if I want to pay more money just for a window. Like, okay. So I probably would jump from interior to maybe a balcony situation, personally. I did find the balcony rooms to be more spacious inside when I did go in one. So that would definitely be my preference there. All right. If you have any questions about the cruise experience, let me know. As always, I would love to answer if I can. Thank y'all for tuning in. I still have some tiny little lingering cough. I don't know what got me, y'all, but see, y'all stay well out there. Take care of yourselves. Drink plenty of water. Bone up on your vitamins. Summertime is over. Springtime has gone. We're entering, it's that time, y'all. People are spreading germs. Protect yourself. Keep the hand sanitizer on you. Wash your hands often. We should do that anyway, but just be extra diligent out there, y'all. It was not fun. Oh my goodness, it was not fun being sick. So I want you to stay well. And I will see you next time. Thank you for tuning in to Hospitality Hacks Pro Show. See y'all next week.